Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. All of you are getting my voice on screen, guys. Please confirm to me. Am I audible? Please confirm to me, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Everybody, guys, then please check it. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Okay. Right. Thank you. Right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed there in the last session. What we understand there in the last session. Right, sir. We have seen JDBC definitions we understand. For the JDBC definitions, we started with what there? Directly, we started. And we started like what there? The driver's information also be here we understood. All right. So now let us understand these points here, what we understand clearly. Observe carefully. In general, in JDB's applications, what we are able to do, what exactly the work we are doing inside the JDBC applications. If we observe this content inside the JDBC applications, what we understand there, we will prepare database logic in Java application as per the Java representations. We will send the database logic, Java represented database logic to the database. A database engine is expecting that logic in query languages representations, but we provided Java representations here. So mismatch is available. So due to this mismatch, our JDBC program will not be executed. In this particular situation, to execute our JDBC applications, what we have to do there, two solutions here we identified. What are the two solutions? No, we will request to the database vendor to prepare a database engine to execute Java. Anyway, it is not possible. Why? Because the database is not only for Java developers, the database is for what there? All programming languages developers. Understand my point now? So because of that reason, then we need to go for another solution. What is that another solution here? If any driver is available, that means if any translator is available, or if any mapper is available to map Java representations to database representations and database representations to Java representations. If any mapper is available, automatically our problem is going to be solved. Right, sir. In outside, there are some mappers there. That mappers are called as what there? JDBC driver. Then what is this driver? Actually, driver is an interface. Driver is what there? Driver is an interface existed in between Java applications and a database. It is able to map Java representations with the database representations and a database representations with what there? Java representations. To provide driver, Sun Microsystems has provided an interface in the form of java.sql.driver with some abstract methods, and Sun Microsystems has given an intimation to all the database vendors to provide their own implementation classes for java.sql.driver interface. Right, sir. Here I given some of the points there. What are the points? No, with the above conventions, almost all the database vendors have provided their own implementation classes for java.sql.driver interface in their database product softwares. They are the points here we understood clearly. And here itself, I shown some examples there clearly. What are the examples here I shown there? Observe carefully. All right, sir. Now, Oracle dot JDBC dot Oracle driver provided by Oracle. What is this actually? This is an implementation class for what their driver interface. Got my point or not? Right. So this is one example. Here I'm telling there. Right. So similarly, another example is I'm telling there implementation class I'm telling there. Now another one is like what there com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot then driver provided by whom there mysql. These two examples are shown about like what their implementation classes of the driver interface. Then immediately I given the same representation, same thing in the form of like what there a diagram here. But namesake I've given Oracle IMPL, MySQL IMPL, and DB2 IMPL. But their other names might be existed here. But they are the implementations of the database vendors provided implementations for the sake of driver interface there. Next one is after that. With the above conventions, all database vendors have provided their own drivers, but all these drivers are divided into the following 5 types. What are the 5 types of these drivers actually? Type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3 driver, type 4 driver. Then what next one here? Type 5 driver. Out of all the drivers, which driver is a frequently used driver? Or which driver is a default driver in every enterprise application? No, type 4 driver. Type 5 driver is a newer one. Its full implementations are not available, but partial implementation is available. That too, that partial implementation is provided by Data Direct company. The company name is what there? Data Direct. It has given somewhat implementation of this type 5 driver, even it is not complete. Understand it clearly. Next one is after that. Uh, understand it no then I created one of my advanced Java course in Udemy platform. My courses are available in Udemy also. Then where in JDBC one course I created, in the JDBC I have given the type 4 driver implementation actually. Then there I given that almost all the 5 drivers implementation I have given. Some programs I have given there, but not to take any course late there. Already I'm giving videos about you, but if it is mandatory, definitely I will include in our classes there now. But example I'm telling there. Immediately, if you want to see that implementation, there it is available. Understand it clearly. Maybe I didn't remember that whether I uploaded that in YouTube or not, but I prepared programs on the base of all 5 drivers now, where I have taken multiple laptops. One laptop which is having 32-bit operating system I have taken, where I shown the type 3 driver. Then type 5 driver I shown there with some other configurations now. But lot of changes we required if you want to show all the drivers now. Anyway, if time is possible, we are going to see all these drivers information there. But otherwise, we are going to see that exact required drivers information here. But I'm sure about it. Type 1 driver I will show, type 2 driver I will show, type 4 driver. These 3 drivers mandatory. I will show that. Type 3 driver, but depending on the situation, I'm able to show. But type 5 driver if required, then that one also I will show. No need to worry for it. Why? Because I need to install some other server in my system. IDS server I have to install. Then only we are able to work with what the type 5 driver. Right. By moving on to the concepts, we are going to see that throughout the JDBC, you may check for these types of drivers there directly now. Right. So now let's understand this point clearly. After completion of this, now here we have to start with what their type 1 driver. We have to start with what their type 1 driver. Observe carefully, guys, what I'm telling you now. Right, sir. Now, I'm asking one question to all of you. Now try to answer for it. Now tell me, all of you now tell me. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems. Okay, fine. Then what next one here? Implementation class are provided by all the database vendors. But between these 2 points, there is a story. Some small story is going on. I'll try to understand it. When Sun Microsystems has given driver as an interface to the outside, Sun Microsystems has given an intimation to all the database vendors. What is that intimation there? Just have given driver as an interface. If you want to have JDBC support in our database, no, you must take the responsibility of providing implementation part for this driver interface. You must take the responsibility of providing implementation part for what their driver interface. That is exactly like what their a request, not request, an intimation was given to all the database vendors. Now, what database vendors have replied there? What database vendors have replied there is very simple. All database vendors have requested to the Sun Microsystems. What is that request there? Yes, we are ready to take the responsibility of providing our own implementations, but we don't know how to start and what to provide in that implementation. We don't have any awareness on it, how to start and how to provide, what to provide inside these implementations. Can I give some model implementation? Can you please provide some showcase for this driver interface implementation? If you give any some abstraction or maybe some model implementation or a showcase, by seeing that model implementation, by seeing that the showcase, we are going to prepare our own drivers for the sake of this driver interface. That all the database vendors have requested to Sun Microsystems like this. Then immediately what Sun Microsystems has done there, Sun Microsystems has provided a showcase or model implementation or a sample implementation for driver interface. That model implementation, that sample implementation is what there is a type 1 driver. That model implementation is provided by Sun Microsystems is what their type 1 driver. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? So because of that reason, I want to give that very first point is like what there? What is the first point here I'm telling there? Right, sir. Now, type 1 driver, type 1 driver is a model implementation or showcase or sample implementation for all the drivers, for all the drivers which are provided by the database vendors. Observe carefully. This is point number one here. I'm telling that type 1 driver is what there is a model implementation or showcase or sample implementation for all the drivers which are provided by the database vendors. That's the first point here. Okay, nice, good. But how type 1 driver was provided? How Sun Microsystem was provided this type 1 driver? Observe carefully. Sun Microsystems has provided type 1 driver in the form of sun.jdbc.odbc. This is package name. Sun.jdbc.odbc. is a package name. .jdbc odbc driver. Sun Microsystems has provided type 1 driver in the form of sun.jdbc.odbc. jdbc odbc driver. Here this O is a capital. It is a class name basically. Got it or not? Fine. Now observe carefully. After understanding this, I can give some other names also for this driver. Type 1 driver is also called as type 1 driver is also be called as JDBC ODBC driver, JDBC ODBC driver or bridge driver or bridge driver. Why it is bridge driver? I will give in the form of a diagram. First of all, observe carefully. Type 1 driver is also type 1 drivers, type 1 driver only, not drivers. Type 1 driver is also called as JDBC ODBC driver or what their bridge driver. Observe carefully. These are the names here. But how type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems? No. How type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems here? If you want to know that, answer is very clear. Try to understand it. No. Observe carefully. All of you know, type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems with the interdependent on the Microsoft product ODBC driver. Understand clearly what I am telling there? Type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems with the interdependent on the Microsoft product ODBC driver. Type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems only, but which is an interdependent on what their Microsoft product ODBC driver. I'll show in the diagram here easily. But the point is what? Then what is this ODBC driver? What is the meaning of this ODBC driver? ODBC driver is an open specification or else it's an open implementation, open specification. It can be used to connect with, any type of database from type 1 driver or maybe from JDBC ODBC driver. From type 1 driver, from JDBC ODBC driver, if you want to connect with any type of database, no, there what we required here, no, ODBC driver is required. That ODBC driver is an open specification It can be used to connect with any type of database from what there JDBC, ODBC driver. All of you guys, observe carefully what I'm telling now. This clear to all of you know? Points here, whatever the points I'm telling there, all of you are getting clarity on this no? So this is the meaning of like what there ODBC driver here, basic information there now. Okay, fine. Here the point is like what there, what I'm telling to you. All right, sir, observe carefully. The Microsoft product ODBC driver, listen carefully. This is a drawback actually with the type 1 driver, but understand it, no? The Microsoft product ODBC driver is very much compatible with the Microsoft products only, like Windows operating system. Indirectly, what I'm telling now, ODBC driver is very much compatible with what their Windows operating system only. It may not be compatible with what their Linux operating system. It may not be compatible with what their other operating systems now. Now, due to this reason, what conclusion here we are able to say that now tell me, the Microsoft product ODBC driver is very much compatible with Microsoft products only, like Windows operating system. Now tell me, sir, due to the above reason, type 1 driver is very much compatible, with the Microsoft products or not? Microsoft products only. That is, what is that operating system there? No, Windows operating system only. That is with what there? Windows operating system only, not with what there? Another operating system. Are get my point or not? So now tell me, Java is a portable. Am I right or not? We can run Java applications in any of the platforms, in any of the hardware systems. But type 1 driver is what there? For example, JDBC program is a Java program. Inside the JDBC program, if I use type 1 driver is dependent on Microsoft product ODBC driver. ODBC driver is compatible with what their Windows operating system. As ODBC driver is dependent on Windows operating system, type 1 driver is also be compatible with only Windows operating system. So here in this case now, the total JDBC program is compatible with only what their Windows operating system only. It may not be worked out on what their other operating systems. Automatically, its a portability will be reduced or not? Automatically, that portability will be reduced or not? Now, in this situation, we cannot say my JDBC program is not portable. My JDBC program is not portable. Why? Because it is a huge dependent on what their ODBC driver. ODBC driver is available with what their Microsoft product only. So my JDBC program may not be worked out on other operating system. It may lose its portability or not. So because of that reason, then what's the point I'm telling there? Due to this reason here, I'm giving clarity now. Type 1 driver is a less portable driver. Type 1 driver is what there? Less portable driver. It will make JDBC application less portable. It will make JDBC application is what there? Less portable. By that we can understand how much concept we want to understand, we can understand now. But the simple highlighted point, that means simple statement I have given. Type 1 driver is less portable driver. It will make JDBC application is what there? Less portable. Means that its scope will be reduced. It may not be worked out with what there? Other operating systems. That is another point here we have to understand, like what their type 1 driver. Observe carefully what I am telling you now. Right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this, then what next one here we have to understand now. Right, sir. Another point here. All of you guys, observe carefully. Portability point of view is very, very less. It's okay, fine. Another point is what there. Right, sir. If you want to use type 1 driver, in JDBC applications, then we must configure, or simply speaking, we must install ODBC driver in our system. Is extra headache for the developers. Answer my point here. Maybe in Windows operating systems also, Okay, in Windows operating systems, ODBC driver is supported, but configuration is required. But configuration is required in Windows operating system here. But how to configure that ODBC driver, I will discuss with you later on. When I'm going to talk about JDBC application, there I'm able to show how to configure what their ODBC driver. But time being understand it, no, that we have to do. That is extra drawback with. That is extra burden to the JDBC application developer. Leave this one, guys. Then what I'm telling there. After that, after completion of this, another point here. First of all, I want to prepare one diagram there. Now try to understand this diagram, guys. All of you know. All of you observe carefully. One diagram here I want to prepare. Now try to understand it. Observe carefully. Say for example, now this is my Java application and this is our database. This is database. Whenever we are saying database, no, here what is available there? Database engine is available or not? This is database engine. Right, sir. Now at Java side, what is available here? No, this is JVM. Java Virtual Machine. Okay. Now understand this clearly. Now here at Java Virtual Machine, what we are able to have there, driver, type 1 driver I'm going to use, that is called as what there, JDBC ODBC driver. This driver is what there, JDBC ODBC driver. Right, sir. JDBC ODBC driver, what we are having here. Now JDBC ODBC driver is interdependent on like what there, Microsoft product ODBC driver. Now this is like what I'm telling there, ODBC driver. ODBC driver. Right, sir. Now this is the total structure here, what we are having. Now this I want to say like what there, database. And this is like what I'm telling there, database. And this is like what I'm telling there, Java application. Now when we observe this total, if I prepare this application like this, no, when we execute our application, first of all, what is going to be happen here, no? First of all, what happened here, no? Observe carefully. When we execute Java application like this, first of all, the Java program, that means the Java API calls will be given to whom there no JDBC ODBC driver. Now JDBC ODBC driver will convert the Java representations to ODBC representations. We can understand here what representations are available here. Java representations are available here. Java representations are existed here. Now the Java representations are converted to what representations? You know, ODBC representations now. Now ODBC representations are given to ODBC driver. ODBC driver will convert that ODBC representations to database representations. Observe carefully that ODBC representations are converted to database representations now. Now these database representations are executed by database engine and it able to perform some database operations. Okay, database operations are performed. After performing all the database operations, then what next one here? Some results are provided by what their database. When the results are provided by database, the results are given in the form of what their database representations. When we perform database operations, some results are generated here. That results are provided in the form of like what their database representations. When these database representations are given to ODBC driver will convert that database representations to what their ODBC representations. When ODBC representations are given to JDBC ODBC driver, then it able to convert that ODBC representations to Java representations. That ODBC representations are converted to what representations there? Java representations. When Java representations are available, the Java representations will be provided to Java application where the results are going to be displayed through as per these Java representations. All of you observe carefully what exactly the work I have done here. First of all, what I have there, Java program I prepared here, Java representations, and this is like what there, JDBC, ODBC representations, and this is what there, ODBC driver. Okay, fine. Now in this particular context, what is going to be happen actually, when I execute my JDBC program, when you execute my JDBC program, then what is the point I'm telling there? When we execute JDBC program, first Java representations are giving to what their JDBC ODBC driver. What JDBC ODBC driver is doing there? JDBC ODBC driver is converting that representations from Java to ODBC representations. Observe carefully. Then when these ODBC representations are given to ODBC driver, no, ODBC driver will convert that ODBC representations to what their database representations. The database representations are given to what their database engine. Now database engine will execute that queries. Database engine will execute that database representations, performing some database operations. The database operations are giving back to what their ODBC driver. ODBC driver will convert the results from database representations to ODBC representations, and if that ODBC representations are giving to JDBC ODBC driver, JDBC ODBC driver will convert that representations from ODBC representations to database Java representations. When Java representations are coming, then the Java representations are given to JVM, then JVM is able to execute them. JVM is able to display the required results in the form of what their Java. Right, sir. Now here the point what I'm asking to you, observe carefully. Here my required point is what there. How many times that conversions are happened here? Now tell me. In this overall, how many times conversions are happened here? No, 2 times conversions are happened or not? One is what there, Java to ODBC. Another one is what there, ODBC to database. Observe carefully. First one is what there, Java to ODBC. Second one is what there, ODBC to database here. Got my point or not? So this is what exactly the meaning of like what no JDBC ODBC conversions. What I'm telling there. Observe carefully. Right. So now this is the diagram I'm giving there. Okay. Now my point is what. Anyway, I'll give the diagram to you later on. Right. The diagram anyway I given that. But before that, we need to understand one more point. What is that point here I'm telling there? I want to say type 1 driver. Type 1 driver is a slower driver. Type 1 driver is what there, slower driver. How can you say type 1 driver is a slower driver? Any reason for it? No. How can you say type 1 driver is a slower driver? Type 1 driver is a slower driver. Why? Because to connect with the database from Java applications, it required 2 times conversions. It required what there, 2 times conversions. What 2 times conversions can now tell me? What are the 2 times conversions? No. Right, sir. One is what there? What 2 times conversions here? Observe carefully. One is JDBC. That means one is Java representations to ODBC representations, and second one is what there? ODBC representations to database representations. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Here, how many times conversions are required here? Java representations to ODBC representations, ODBC representations to database representations. These 2 times conversions here we required. Because of these 2 times conversions, no, it is a slower driver. Got my point or not? Okay, fine. Now tell me, if it is a slower driver, what is the drawback here? Now tell me. Definitely some drawback is available. If it is a slower driver, then what is the drawback here? No, right? It will increase JDBC applications execution time. Am I right or not? It will increase JDBC applications execution time. When it increases JDBC applications execution time, what it will do there? It will reduce JDBC applications performance. It will reduce what there? JDBC applications performance. Right, sir. Observe carefully. Guys, I'm asking this question there. All of you are getting clarity on these points, no? Only understand high level information only. The driver's internal things are not required. Right, sir. All of you are following these points, no? Right, sir. All of you are following this. Have I discussed that I need to slow down the content? Do you think about it? Slow down the content? No. No. I think this tempo is okay, right? Fine. Let's come for the points here. So then once again, now see all the points here. Whatever the points here are discussed here up to try to understand it. No. First of all, what is the point I'm telling there? What is this type 1 driver actually? Type 1 driver is a model implementation or showcase or sample implementation for all the drivers which are provided by the database vendor. I said one story also. What is the story here I given there? In general, what happened there? Java.sql.driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation classes are provided by database vendors. But at the time of providing implementation classes, no, all the database vendors have requested to the Sun Microsystems about to provide one model implementation or showcase in order to prepare our own implementations there. As per that request, Sun Microsystems has provided an implementation for the driver interface. That implementation is what their type 1 driver. That's why I given the point here. Type 1 driver is a model implementation or showcase or sample implementation for all the drivers which are provided by the database vendors. Sun Microsystems has provided type 1 driver in the form of sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc.odbc driver. Type 1 driver is also called as JDBC ODBC driver or bridge driver, other names now. Type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems with the independent on the Microsoft product ODBC driver. ODBC driver is an open specification. It can be used to connect with any type of database from JDBC ODBC driver. The Microsoft product ODBC driver is very much compatible with the Microsoft products only, like Windows operating system. Due to the above reason, type 1 driver is very much compatible with the Microsoft product only, that is Windows operating system only. Type 1 driver is less portable driver. It will make JDB's application less portable. If we want to use type 1 driver in JDB's applications, then we must install an ODBC driver in our system. That means at least configuration is required. But how to configure ODBC driver? I will show that in the steps to prepare first JDBC application point now. Type 1 driver is a slower driver. Why? Because to connect with the database from Java applications, it required 2 times conversions. Type 1 driver is slower driver because to connect with the database from Java applications, it required how many times connections? 2 times conversions. All right, what are the 2 times conversions here? Converting from Java representations to ODBC representation, ODBC representations to database representations. It will increase JDBC applications execution time. It will reduce JDBC applications performance. This is another point here we can understand. So finally, it is a slower driver, less a portable driver. It is dependent on the Microsoft product ODBC driver. So it is compatible with only Windows operating system. They're the points here what we understood up to now. Got it or not? Now let's understand this clearly. Guys, all of you observe carefully. Type 1 driver is a sample implementation or not? Type 1 driver is a model implementation or not? If it is a sample implementation or model implementation, observe carefully, model implementation or sample implementation, it cannot be used for complex JDBC applications. It can be used for simple JDBC applications only. Why? Because Sun Microsystems has provided this type 1 driver to show only some base implementation for all the drivers. Because of that reason, it cannot be used for complex JDBC applications. It can be used for what they're simple JDBC applications only. It is suggestible for simple JDBC applications only, as it is a model implementation for all the drivers. As it is what there, a model implementation for all the drivers. That's okay, fine. Now this is one point here we can understand. Next one here. After that, now I'm asking one point, guys. All of you know, try to understand this clearly. Everybody has to give answer for my question. No. Say for example, can you tell me what is web application? Any idea? Any distributed application? Any idea of these distributed applications? No. Client server architecture. Client server applications are what they're distributed applications. Am I right or not? Client server applications are what they're distributed applications. Listen carefully. Server side programs are available. Server side programs. Client is nothing but a simple browser. Browser at server side there is a program. Think of it. JDBC program is available at server side. Client will send request to the server side program. Server side program will take that request. It will execute the server side program. Part of executing the server side program, if it is required, it will interact with the database and it able to perform some database operations. It able to get results back to the server side program. That results are given back to what their client application. This is going on if we use JDBC program at a server side. Okay, now observe carefully, all of you know. What operating system is going to be used for server side environment? In general, what is the operating system we are using at server side now? What operating system here we are able to use at server side here now? Tell me. In general, we are not going to use Windows operating system. Windows operating system is for the sake of only what their client side is a workstation. That's it. Developers normal workstation. It is not for what their server implementations. Really, this I have seen, guys, at Durgasoft now. Really, this situation I observed it actually. Anyway, it may be useful for you know, try to understand it. No, previously what I tried from behalf of Durgasoft now, we had some videos actually. Number of video classes are available behalf of Durgasoft. We want to maintain our own platform to share videos to the students actually. In which way this Udemy or in which way like some other platforms are available. In the same way, we want to provide our own platform there. We want to create our own platform for that. So because of that reason, we have to maintain all of my videos at a server side. I have to manage it. Okay, then storage point of view, no issues. We maintain all of our videos there. It's okay. But what happened at server side program there? When request is coming from student, no, in the trial version, I have seen that when request is coming from student to this server side application through an URL, a thread is going to be created here. When thread is coming there, the thread has to process that request. Means that the thread has to pick the required video. That video has to be open. That video has to be played for that respective student. Understand my point here? Now, this is what exactly the mechanism we implemented at server side. In the trial mode, what happened? We have taken Windows Server. And Windows Server, we kept all of our required videos and everything. Only 15 to 20 number of students are sending requests concurrently. Only 15 number of students only. At our lab, we checked all the 15 members are open at a time. We are trying to send requests to these particular videos. Not even single video, different videos now. But 15 students are sending the request for the sake of video. Up to 5 members or 6 members it is giving support. Okay, no problem. But when it comes to 15, more than 15, automatically that buffering is going on. Buffering timing is going on. Slow down, totally slow down. Totally slow down. Then we checked it. So then the problem with application, we checked almost 1 week to 10 days after we checked on the same application. The problem with application or not, we checked it. But we didn't see any problem with application. That code is very simple. Then getting request, select the video, playing that video, finish. Is running there actually. But operating system not in a position to play that all the videos 15 times at a time. Concurrent users problem is coming there. Multiple threads are not handled properly that operating system. Then what we have done immediately, the same application we deployed in the Linux operating system, we checked with the Linux operating system. Now it is working perfectly. Even 100 users are accessing that application concurrently, but no issues are coming there. That 100 threads are handled by this Linux operating system. Really, I've seen that situation here. That's why by the time I understood strongly, Windows operating system just only for the sake of entertainment, for the sake of movies, for the sake of video games, for the sake of user friendly operating system. That's it. Yeah, I'm not degrading that Windows operating system. It's a style is what there, its implementation is for what there. Developers friendly means that user friendly. Linux is not user friendly, but Windows is user friendly, more user friendly. User easily can perform operations with Windows operating system. That is its style. This area is that one only. For the sake of entertainment, we are going to see what there, we are going to use what there, this particular operating system here, Windows. But whenever we want to do some process at server side, when a traffic is more for the server side application, when a very good server side application, if you want to prepare, where Windows operating system may not be sufficient. There we have to go for like what there we have to go for some other operating system. The best operating system is what there, Linux operating system, or maybe Solaris operating systems. Maybe different options are available. Got it or not? Okay, fine. So finally, one point we concluded there. What is that point now? At the server side, which operating system is suggestible? One thing is clear, not Windows operating system. Windows operating system is not suggestible. Linux operating system is suggestible. Am I right or not? Think of it. If I use a JDBC program, if I prepare a JDBC program at my server side program, the JDBC program uses type 1 driver. But for server side, we have used Linux operating system, but I have used a type 1 driver. Type 1 driver required what? ODBC driver. ODBC driver is by default in what there? Windows operating system. But in the Linux operating system, that ODBC not available. Even if we install explicitly, separately, by getting Linux based ODBC, but still it may not be compatible with the Linux operating system. So totally our program is not going to be executed at server side or not. The JDBC is not going to be available at server side or not. Yes, because of that reason here, what is the point I'm telling there? Type 1 driver is suggestible. Type 1 driver is suggestible for standalone applications only. Type 1 driver is suggestible for only which applications? No, standalone applications only. Only J2SE applications only. Not suggestible. Not suggestible for server side applications. Server side applications like web applications and distributed applications. Type 1 driver is suggestible for only standalone applications, not for what their web applications and distributed applications. Why? Because the server side environment is not suitable for type 1 driver. Type 1 driver is not suitable for what their server side applications. All of you get my point or not? Right, so now this is one point here I'm telling them. Another point here, now try to observe carefully. Observe carefully, guys. What is that another point I'm telling there? Listen, all of you listen carefully. Type 1 driver class. What is that class, guys? Now tell me. Sun dot JDBC dot ODBC dot JDBC ODBC driver. Type 1 driver class was supported by Java up to its JDK 1.7 version. Get my point or not? What is the point I'm telling you? Type 1 driver class sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver supported by Java up to its JDK 1.7 version. Up to JDK 1.7 version only it is supported. Right, sir? Not supported from JDK 1.8 version. It is not supported from JDK 1.8 version. Guys, please recognize what I'm telling there. Not supported from JDK 1.8 version. Fine. What is the problem here now? If we use type 1 driver in JDBC applications, in JDBC applications using JDK 1.8 version or above versions, then JVM will raise an exception like java.lang. Class not found exception. Right, guys, observe carefully. What is that exception here we are getting there? Class not found exception. This exception here we are able to get if we use this type 1 driver in a JDK 1.8 version or above versions. But this type 1 driver is available up to JDK 1.7 version. Before that, it is available. But after this 1.7 version, it is not existed clearly. That's enough. This is what exactly the point here we understood clearly about like what their type 1 driver. Guys, final information. Now try to understand it clearly. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now observe carefully what we are getting there. Okay, suggestible, no? Right. Right. Now understand the points here. What I discussed about this, type 1 driver. Please try to remember this anyway. No interview will ask questions on this one. Only 1 or 2 points only majorly that interviews may ask this on the basis of this type 1 driver. What is this type 1 driver? What is the nature of the type 1 driver only? 1 or 2 to 3 points only we have to give, but we need to understand complete information here. That's why I'm giving all these points here. Now tell me, what is the first point here we specified there? What is this type 1 driver? No, type 1 driver is a model implementation or showcase or sample implementation for all the drivers which are provided by the database vendors. Okay, Sun Microsystems has provided type 1 driver in the form of sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver. Type 1 driver is also called as JDBC ODBC driver or bridge driver. Type 1 driver was provided by Sun Microsystems with the interdependent on the Microsoft product ODBC driver. ODBC driver is an open specification. It can be used to connect with any type of database from JDBC ODBC driver. That is from type 1 driver. The Microsoft product ODBC driver is very much compatible with the Microsoft products only, like Windows operating system. Due to the above reason, type 1 driver is very much compatible with the Microsoft product. If the Microsoft products, that is what their Windows operating system only. That is Windows operating systems only. Right, so next one. Type 1 driver is less portable driver. It will make JDBC applications less portable. If you want to use type 1 driver in JDBC application, then we must install an ODBC driver in our system. It is mandatory. Installation in the sense at least configuration here we have to do. Type 1 driver is a slower driver. Why? Because to connect with the database from Java applications, it required 2 times conversions. What are the 2 times conversions? You know, Java representations to ODBC representations, ODBC representations to Java database representations. It will increase JDBC applications execution time. It will reduce JDBC applications performance. So type 1 driver will reduce performance of the JDBC applications. Next one is type 1 driver is suggestible for only simple JDBC applications, not for complex JDBC application, as it is a model implementation for all the drivers. Next one, type 1 driver is suggestible for standalone applications only, not suggestible for server-side applications like web applications and distributed applications. What is the reason I've given for this point? No. What is the reason here? In general, servers are going to be installed on the top of the operating systems like what their Linux, not on the top of what their Windows. If Windows operating system is not available for server-side application, where is the chance of using type 1 driver at server-side applications? No. Definitely, it's not possible to use type 1 driver at server-side applications if we use Linux operating system. So it's not compatible basically. Type 1 driver, that is sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver class supported by Java up to its JDK 1.7 version, not supported from JDK 1.8 version. If you use type 1 driver in JDBC applications using JDK 1.8 version or above versions, then JVM will raise an exception like what there, java.lang. Class not found exception. Then I give you one diagram here simply, Java application and database, Java representations to ODBC representations, ODBC representations to database representations. But here in the middle, JDBC, ODBC driver and ODBC driver both are utilized clearly. Right, guys. Now these are the various points here we have to understand this one clearly. Anyway, now 2 minutes of time I want to show how to configure ODBC driver. I want to show that. Anyway, the concept is available. That's why I want to show that. Again, I will show the same thing in steps to prepare first JDBC application, but here we have to understand. But the point what I'm telling to you, if you want to see that ODBC configuration in our system, you must have Oracle database. What database is required here? Oracle database is required. Then only we are able to see that the ODBC configuration in our system. Now, anyway, now let's understand this ODBC configuration here. Again, I will show this configuration, but time being understand it now. How I'm going to show this. First of all, open control panel in our system. Open what there? Control panel. In the control panel, go for what there? System and security. In system and security, administrative tools. What is the last one? You know, administrative tools. Click on it. There we are getting ODBC data sources 32-bit, ODBC data sources 64-bit. My operating system is what there? My operating system is what there? 64-bit operating system. Nowadays, every operating system is available with what there? 64-bit operating systems only. Guys, observe carefully. Every operating system is what there? 64-bit operating system only. Rarely 32-bit operating systems are available. Previously, maybe when people are using Windows NT or Windows 7 or Windows 8, we might be seeing 32-bit operating system. When we are using Windows 10, maximum every laptop is coming with what there? 64-bit operating system only. So we have to go for like what there? ODBC data sources 64-bit. Double click on it. When we double click on it, now here it is asking about user DSN, system DSN, file DSN, something else now. Now I want to create what there? User DSN. User DSN, I have to click there. Now here, click on what button here? Add button. Add button. Now here, whenever we are getting this now, observe carefully, multiple options are available. That ODBC creation for different databases now. Microsoft Access driver, Microsoft Access text driver, Microsoft Excel driver, MySQL ODBC 8.0 ANSI driver, MySQL ODBC 8.0 Unicode driver. This ODBC drivers for what database? No, MySQL database. Right, sir. Next one is what there? Oracle in Oracle DB21 home one. So now this one here we have to select. As we are going to use Oracle database for our JDBC application, we have to use what there? This particular one. We have to select it. Next one is what there? SQL server. SQL server is also be coming from what there? Microsoft again. Right, sir. The next one is what there? Oracle in or a DB21 home. Click on finish button. Where automatically another window is created. Oracle ODBC driver configuration. No need to provide any other name, guys. No need to provide any other information. Simply provide data source name. What is the data source name here? I want to provide there. Some name here I want to provide. What is that name here? No. JDBC is a data source name here. I'm providing JDBC DSN, for example. JDBC DSN I provide. Please remember this. When we are able to get this option here, when I click on this previous user DSN, not like this. Okay, 1 minute here. Okay, no problem. Let me click on this OK button. Automatically JDBC DSN is created here clearly now. Observe carefully. I want to remove this. No problem here. Not required. Just for the sake of your purpose only, I'm showing this part here. Not required. Then after click on what button here? OK button here. Observe carefully. When I click on double click on this, here we are getting what there. Here we need to click on add button. Here what we are getting there. Oracle in or a DB21 home we are getting or not. This we are able to get when we install Oracle database in our system. This Oracle in or a DB21 home one we are able to get this one when we install Oracle database in our system. If we are not installing Oracle database, no, this option will not come. So then don't try immediately. But still, if you want to try this, no, first install Oracle database in our system. After installation of the Oracle database, then show this Oracle in Aura DB21 home one. Then only we are able to get this content here now. That's it. Now this is the point I'm telling to you. Okay, fine. In my system already Oracle database is available, so that I'm getting that particular one. Even though that option is available, but when we select it, then it able to show some error message there. Oracle components are missing in our system, not available there. Why? Because when I select this one, it has to interact with what the Oracle database internally. Please recognize this, what I'm telling you now. Okay, fine. Now this is a scenario what I provided here. That's it. Right, sir. Now this is about the content here. That means only type 1 driver information we completed. Just 1 minute, guys. Give a minute of time. For example, 1 minute, 1 minute. Right, sir. Now all of you take this number better, and 7386095 600. All right, sir. Now just we can save with the name. All right, sir. About my classes. About my classes, only up to my classes. If we required any information related to this drives or videos or maybe both for offline and online, whatever it may be, if you are not getting videos, if you are not receiving any videos of my classes, understand it now. Then if you want to get links information about my classes there, so this is the single point of contact. Just WhatsApp to this number. Better to WhatsApp to this number, then our people will give immediate reply for it. Understand it now. But if you want to get videos there, then what we have to do, actually I'm not giving access of that videos, just classroom notes I'm giving access there, but videos access are provided by some of our admin people. I are giving that responsibility for somebody else. But how they are going to give that videos access now, only for the registered members or admin people are giving that videos access actually. So they are going to check, they are going to check whether you are the right person or not. That's why, without feel anything bad, what I am requesting to you, if you are requesting for videos there through this number, through the WhatsApp, no, better to send your pay slip, whatever the receipt you are having there, better to send that pay slip, no, then they will check it. It's a permanent solution, I'm telling you. One time if you send with the pay slip, no, they will check your account in the database, no, then if it is okay, then immediately they will give access to you, no. Understand it, guys? Simply we are sending your mail ID, then they're not going to give any response there. Why? Because nowadays might be, number of people are sending messages to this number, even from outsiders also, for the sake of this video support. That's why they're very much strict on this particular area. That video support and everything we want. See, not only that, then what there? See, somewhere else might be given some links information there. I said there, then this service is for the sake of only our students now. But what our students are doing there, they're sharing that resource to somebody else now. Of course, up to notes and all, no issues. But videos in the sense, definitely we need to put some restriction. Why? Because we purchased some drives there, then we have to maintain the drives. Moreover, if more number of students are trying to access at a time, some streaming problem will come there. Google Drive people are giving only storage for us, not streaming service. But if number of hits are more, automatically it's going to be buffering. It's going to be stopped there. Even a purchased storage, no, but this streaming problem will come. That's why better to give that option for our students only. And my point here, to provide that better service, then we are taking that drives actually, we purchased the drives there. So in that streaming problems will come. Because of that reason, then don't try to misuse that videos there. Try to utilize properly. Then at the time of requesting for videos there, then try to send your slip, a pay slip, scan that pay slip, and send that pay slip, and in the bottom of that, give your name first. Then what next one after that? No, admission number. Definitely we are having admission number, right? Then try to give that admission number. After this admission number, what we have to give there, your email ID, then after that your mobile number, then after that what courses here we joined here. If it is a full stack, or if it is like basic Java, only advanced Java, only core Java, like this we have to give that. Then after that, timing, at what time here we provide. The timing is very important. On the base of the timing only the drives are created actually, so that the timing here we have to provide. But of course we can watch that video 24/7, that's okay, once access we are getting there. But to give access, the timing is also required. Why? Because morning to evening my number of batches are available. Advanced morning 7 is available, at 10 o'clock is available. If you're not specifying timing, no, unfortunately they may give access to you some other batch access, no. That's why timing is mandatory. Then after that, pay slip. If we provide that pay slip there, then automatically our people will check that and they are able to give immediate access to you know. But try to send this message to this number. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Then better to save in this way. Nagoor Babu classroom like this, we can save in this way. Then we can send. If we require any queries there, then try to send a message to this number. Our people will active and they'll provide more services to you clearly. All right, one more thing I'm telling there, those who are attending these classes and everybody have right to take this video support. There's a default service I'm providing there. In other institutes might be there's a costable to get video support, but here this is a default service for everybody. By default video services I'm able to provide. So try to get that videos. And moreover, that videos are not like what there. It's not like 10 videos or 12 videos like this now. Understand it here. To complete our advanced Java nearly 3 to 4 drives I have to take. But instead of taking these many drives now, permanently I have taken one drive there directly. Through the drive we are able to get. Okay. Right, sir. Anyway, then I'll check that entire process there. But in this format, we have to give a message to our people there. Our people immediately will respond for it. Okay. That's all, guys. That's all for today. Then tomorrow we'll see the remaining drivers here. Only type 1 driver is taking much time now. Remaining drivers will be completed in a simplified way. Then after that, I will start steps to prepare first JDBC application. Right. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. Thanks a lot.